All right, so last week, you remember Wednesday, Thursday, I don't remember what day here on the show. We talked about an email we got to the show, got an email from a farmer because of inflation, because of everything. He can't make ends meet anymore. Now he's signing up for welfare, signing up for EBT. He felt terrible. He felt like a disgrace, felt like it was a disappointment. Remember, we talked about it. We read it on the show, all right? So that hit me hard. And I told you at the time it hit me hard. Then this weekend, we had to have we were hosting some big neighborhood party this weekend. I won't go into the details of it. It doesn't matter. It was just some little neighborhood event, some horseshoes, whatever. But we had to order the food for it. And so we had to get this food delivered to the house for it. And I'm out there to meet the delivery lady. Little old lady shows up, older car, car's older and beat up. Little old lady shows up. And because it was a decent size order, because it was a whole neighborhood, she got a decent tip, just percentage-wise, out of the whole deal. And she got a decent tip. It's fine. And she thanked me for it. And she said that tip that she had made, it was $60. She said it made her entire day. And you could tell when she was telling me it, that it changed her life. It changed her $60. Little old lady, so hard up for money. She's doing food deliveries on Saturday at 10 a.m. And $60 changed her entire life. And so what happened this weekend was by Sunday afternoon, I was in a funk. I just want to put it that way, in a funk. Does that make sense? You ever get yourself in a funk? And my wife could tell. And she started asking me, what's bothering you? What's bothering you? What's bothering you? And I started thinking about it. It's eating me up. It's eating me up how badly Americans are suffering all around me right now. And I'm starting to let it get to me. And I know I need to not do that, but it's starting to get to me. I can't stand it. And then when I contrast that with how the politicians in this country are acting right now in Washington, D.C., Democrat and Republican, it just eats me so bad. Nobody cares about those people. No one talks about those people, Democrat or Republican. Very, very few. No Democrats and 5 Republicans talk about those people. The farmer going on EBT, the little old lady who's so smashed by inflation that she can't move. And I'm going to get upset, so I'm going to calm down. They never even talk about them. They never mention it at all. Do you remember last week we were talking about Ukraine and they just passed that big $60 billion bill to Ukraine? Do you remember when I came on here and I said this last week? You ready for this one? Write this one down, Mr. Producer. This won't be the last one. You know that? It won't be. There'll be another one and another one. And as long as you're writing something down, write this one down. Once Ukraine signs its peace agreement, once they lose, and they will, once they sign the peace agreement, and they will, once Russia takes the territory officially they wanted, and they will, the United States government is going to bloodsuck even more of your money right out of your wallet, and they're going to hand it to their friends at BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, these finance giants, to rebuild Ukraine. We'll spend more money rebuilding Ukraine than we're spending right now in the lost cause that is the war of Ukraine. Volodymyr Zelensky, or Vladimir, depending on what article you read, gave a speech this weekend. On my life, I swear to you, I didn't know this was coming. Here it is. Would you like to hear it? Quote, "We are also working on fixing specific levels of support for this year and for the next 10 years, including armed support, financial, political, and joint arms production. The agreement should be truly exemplary and reflect the strength of American leadership." Farmers going on welfare. Little old ladies not sitting around playing bingo, bouncing her grandkids on her knee. She's killing herself on a Saturday, delivering food to people for $60 that can make her pay her bills, allow her to pay her bills that night. And this from Mitch McConnell. This is how much your government cares.
I'm going to be advocating increasing the defense budget, no matter who gets elected, and preparing ourselves for the long term, which is China, Russia, and Iran. This administration budget requests for defense haven't even kept up with inflation. I have some influence here in the Senate. I intend to use it, no matter who gets elected president, to increase our defense budget and get ready for the challenges that we have ahead of us.
Now, whatever you think about defense budgets, if you're that little old lady, you're that farmer on welfare, do you think that person's there working for you? And look, Mitch McConnell's bad enough. That's bad enough. The GOP's bad enough. I could have played you 1,000 clips of the GOP. The most important thing in the world is Ukraine. Blah, blah, blah. Oh my gosh, protests on Colombia. Blah, 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 blah. I could play for you all of that, but maybe the worst part is White House Correspondents' Dinner this weekend. President, all the people in the press got together. And right after the 60-year-old woman spent her whole Saturday working her fingers to the bone, just trying to get by, the President of the United States and all of his media friends got together and laughed at her.
Everything feels strange now. By a lot of measures, President Biden is having a very successful first term, but people don't seem to realize it. Like with the economy, the vibes are bad, but the numbers say it's strong. The economy is kind of like you on the steps of Air Force One. It feels like it's stumbling, but there is somehow upward progress.
It's making laughs. Having a good time in the economy. It's going well, but you fell. Isn't it funny? It's friggin' hilarious, isn't it? And that, look, when they're not laughing about the economy, they're going on television, having destroyed it, all these people, having destroyed it, they're going on television and taking no responsibility for it, just doing a bunch of finger pointing again. Does anyone even speak or care about Americans in this government?
Since President Biden came into office, food prices, for example, are up 21%, and the average hourly wages are down 2.5%. That's from January of 2021. So now we're seeing inflation go up again and GDP slowing. So is this the start of stagflation?
No. When you look at incomes are growing faster than inflation. And when you look at food costs, those have also stabilized. And what we know to be true is that input costs are coming down. And one of the things the president's called on companies to do is to pass those cost decrease down, pass those cost decrease to the American people. And I've seen that myself in terms of grocery shopping. I've stopped going to the grocery shop by my house and gone to the one by my church because there you've seen prices come down. And what he's saying is that the American people shouldn't have to go to different grocery stores. All the grocery stores should pass on the lower cost of input costs to American consumers.
You're out there delivering groceries on a Saturday and the administration's blaming the grocery stores. Or bragging that, what did he say? Wages have outpaced inflation. And I got to let it go. I'm telling you. Not stop caring. That's not what I'm saying. I got to stop taking it home. I got to stop letting it eat at me because it's killing me right now. All that may have made you uncomfortable, but I am right.